Hey guys, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am working on Tina's mask makes and we are going to try and do ribbon bows. I make no promises and I don't know if I will get to the second. I thought I had needle and thread down. I do. Okay, I have thread down here. I may give a couple of both versions a try. I'm not making any promises. The fork one seemed like the easier of the two to do to me, but there is the problem of trying to hold the fork steady while you do this. So I'm going to get out some ribbon. I went and pulled a bunch of different ones, and I think that might be too thin. I don't know if we'll be able to use that. I'm thinking that we're going to give like maybe basic satin a try first. Basically what you do, and she left it hooked to her spool to start out with. Okay? Basically what you're going to do, this ribbon seems to have, it's the same on both sides. It doesn't seem to have a front and a back. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this, and we discovered on her video that it's better to go over, take the short piece, sorry, see, already. Take the short piece and go over the long piece. And then basically what you're going to do is tuck it through the middle space in the fork. Okay, and then you're going to come back up. I know we just kind of jumped right in, didn't we? And you're going to come back up through the top, the middle space in the fork, and then you're going to tie a knot. Okay, you're just going to tie a knot in the back like that. And that's pretty much it. Then you take it off and you have a bow. Mine's not all that. Ooh. Mine slides, guys. Obviously this takes practice. I didn't pull it tight enough. And then basically what she did was she took... Oh, I gotta plug my hot glue gun in. That's not good. She took glue and she stuck these down where you would want them to hang. Okay? Maybe they might hang better that way. Wow. That's not a great start. Oh. It does just come undone. So I guess we could try again. While my glue gun heats up. I thought this was going to be the easier of the two, but it might not be. Okay, so over, through the bottom, underneath, through the middle set. Okay. I'm going to try and get that to lay flat. And then up through the top. And then you're going to tie this in a knot. Wait. Try this again. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't tie it twice. I mean, it's going to make a big knot in the back, though. Yeah, there's a big bulbous knot back there now. Okay. I don't think she tied hers twice. I mean, the bow turned out cute. And it still slides on there. But I've got this big knot now at the bottom. All right, we're going to have to, this is going to be a, I told you guys. I mean, the process I'm doing is the same process she did, but mine is not. All right, let's try something other than satin ribbon. I've got some Grosgain ribbon here. Let's try this and see if this works better. So around, through, up, like so, back over the top, and then you tie a knot. You'd think I'd forgotten how to tie knots, for Pete's sakes. I will say I think she only tied it once. So now I'm wondering if you wouldn't be better off trying to glue it while it was still on the fork. Okay, so this is the back of my bow. What's facing you is the back of your bow. So like my ribbon has stitching on it. I'm trying to turn the ribbon so that it faces out that way. So when I pull this off, the stitching part will be in the front of the bow. All right, let's see if I don't think we're ready yet. Oh, maybe. All right, so you take a little bit of hot glue and stick it in here and glue the little legs down. You're basically gluing the legs so that they go where you want them to. Okay, so we're going to twist this one so it faces forward, and I'm going to glue it right here. Just a little bit of hot glue. And it kind of twists the legs down, and then you pull it off, and you've got your bow. Okay, and you just cut your... Okay, and you've got a little bow. I did one. Look at me go. I do think it's easier if you do the gluing, if you glue the legs in the back while it's still on the fork. And that kind of holds everything in place too. So there's one. Okay, guys, let's see what else we can do. We made one out of that. I'm going to set any ribbons that I've used off to the side, and then I've got this little scrap of ribbon for something else. Let's try another one. I've got this striped one. Look at me go. I'm going to have a collection of bows when we're done. All right, so over the top, through the bottom, and then, of course, on the other side, I want to make sure that the front of my ribbon is facing front also to make my knot. And then tie the back. Guys, I'm trying to keep everything tight on the front, and it's making it so that I can't. And just tie it like that. Okay. And then we'll put our legs. Let's get the legs facing the way we want them. Put a little bit of glue on here. And put that leg down. Oops. Not wanting to stick. And then we'll twist this one around because it's wanting to face the other way. So we'll pull it and twist it around and then glue it down. And you just twist them until you get them where you want them. And then wherever it overlaps, oh, that was too much glue. I couldn't see it coming out. And then wherever you get it, whenever you get it to where you want it, then you just glue wherever it overlaps the bow. Okay. And then we'll pull that one off. Yeah, that front piece is a little loose. The bow's still cute, but the front piece is a little loose. Okay, and then you take the scissors and cut. Just like that. We have another little bow. I'm impressed that I got 2 done. Okay, again, a scrap and some whole ribbon. All right, let's try another one. I am going to try some wider ribbon in a minute, but I want to get, let's see how this one looks. Over. Through. Down. Tie a knot. Yes. Ooh, that one's kind of... Maybe go this way. I'm trying to figure out how to make this. Okay, maybe we glue it this way. Okay. You just have to figure out which way makes it easiest for you to stick it where you want it. Okay. I don't necessarily, I mean, I don't mind the knot in the middle. I don't know that I'm pulling mine tight enough. Oh, that one's glued all cattywampus. Oops. Oh, well. There we go. That's kind of weird looking. It's only got 3 dots on it. Okay. All right, let's try it again. I almost feel like it needs... I wonder if this would help with the framing of the other one. The other version of this. All right, so we're going to pull it through. I'm going to pull it up and over. All right, now the idea would be to keep that tight. If I could keep that tight, this would be a really cute bow. My problem is right there. When I go to tie this and I pull that, did we do better that time? Oh, we did better that time. Okay, so basically what was throwing me was I was trying to use the short side to do all of the tying of my knot, you know, tucking it and all that. The problem with that being that the short side is what I need to keep taut to make the knot in the front look tight. So you kind of need to hold that tight and use the long piece, which once you get the bow tied, it might be a good time to go ahead and cut your piece a little bit short. Especially if it's connected to a spool. Do you understand what I mean by use the long piece to tie? See, that center turned out better. Okay. Got a little polka dot bow. Love that one. Okay, that one turned out good. I might make more of those. Let's try this polka dots. Okay, now this one's going to be... There's not a lot of this here, so... Once we get this one done, I'm just going to have scrap, probably. All right, let's put this through here. And then what I was talking about was the piece that you use... Let me flip this over. The piece that you use to wrap around like this, you need to hold that tight and use this piece to tie. So keep that tight and use this to do all your tucking. Make sure you keep that one tight. Keep it nice and taut. Oop. Or that. Okay, and then you tie the bow. And see, that middle piece stayed nice and tight, and that's what you want. And when I get it off of there, I should have a nice tight... Okay. I would say you could do this with Fabri-Tac, but Fabri-Tac's going to take a minute to hold, so trying to do this with Fabri-Tac might be difficult. Hot glue just sets faster. Okay, and then we take it off like that. And that kept my middle tighter. Okay, and then we're going to cut our little legs. I'm trying to make them the same size. I don't know. That one's not cutting. Okay, there we go. So 5 little bows. Well, that didn't take me too long, I guess. All right, I wanted to try, because I've got some really interesting ribbon here. And I want to try a lace one. I don't know how well I'll be able to glue a lace one, but... Okay, this is kind of wide, but I like the roses, and I'm kind of curious to see if I could make a bow out of this. Okay, so let's put this on here. It's a little bit wide. So over like that, through the center prong. You have to raise it up kind of high on the fork because you need enough room for this to get through because it's wider. Through the center prong. Okay. And then over the top. And again, I'm going to keep this tight. Oh, this is where I would cut off over here. So I know I'm not going to need much more than that. All right. And now that I've made it shorter, it should be easier to deal with. Pull that tight and tie this in a knot. Now I've got the end of the fork kind of pinned up against my stomach so that I can maneuver it. Okay, and then we're just going to glue this like we would on the other bows. It's not wanting to give me a spot to glue. I think I should have twisted this the other way. Let me get it off of here and see how we're hanging. That's not so bad. But I don't know that it's gonna... Ouch. That hurt. Okay. Oh, and I've got a fold in the ribbon right there. All right, now. Oh, that turned out really cute, though. I like that. Might make some more of those. Oh, I cut that the wrong way. Oh, I really like the way that turned out. Okay, so there we have that little rose one. Now I've got these little rose scraps I can use. And I don't mind using this for a bow because the stitching on the embroidered ribbon will get put to the back. I wonder how this embroidered ribbon would look as a bow. Let's try it. I'm probably going to do all fork bows, guys. If I attempt the threaded one, I might do one or two, because that one's definitely going to take me. I actually thought this was going to take me a while, but it's not going too horribly bad. All right, so put this through the middle. Again, this is a wider one. It's also a little bit stiffer, so we're going to see how this one handles being made into a bow. Okay, put that up there. Okay, remember, the piece that you pulled through all the prongs is the piece you need to keep tight. So don't use it to do your tying. Just keep it tight and use the other piece to do your tying. That's my one tip for these. Of course, now I can't get that through there, but... All right, so let's glue our legs down where we want them. All right, and after this one, guys, I'm going to attempt to do the stitched one. But again, I make no promises. You guys know me and needles and thread. We don't always get along. We try real hard, but we don't always get along. Okay, let's pull that one off of there. Yeah, these embroidered things come out kind of cute. Okay. I don't necessarily like where that ended up landing, but... Okay, so let me get... Well, let's try it right there. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking this. Okay, so the fork method I can do. I figured it out. I've got my little tricks. I think I can do those okay. My first few were a little loose, but we kind of got there in the end. Let me try. We might come back to the lace. Okay, we're going to do the sewn one, and I'm going to try it with this white satin. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece off. And we're going to thread a needle. I just have white thread down here. I'm not going to go chase down another color thread. Not to mention, it's probably okay to use the white thread for this anyway. I just had my scissors in my hand because I cut this off of here. How did I do that? They're right in front of me. Good Lord. Guys, I told you I ate dinner, right? It's making me tired. Or delirious, one or the other. Okay, now, I'm probably going to have a couple of extra steps in this. Not the least of which is trying to thread this needle. All right, we got the needle threaded. Yay, us. Look at us go. All right, now, I'm going to take this, and you are supposed to start at the back of your bow. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make a knot so that my thread does not come out of my bow. And I'm going to Do it the same way you've seen me do it in the past, where I loop it and stitch it and pull it around itself as a knot. Okay, so I've got a little knot in my bow. Now, with that being the back, basically what you're going to do, what you want is you want to be able to cross over a piece here and a piece here. See, guys, this is where it gets iffy. Do it like you're making one of those cancer ribbons, except not as big. Well, a small cancer ribbon. How about that? Okay, and then you're going to push. You're going to push it flat. Mine's still too big. Push it. Told you guys, we're only getting like one of these made. Okay. You're going to push it flat with it crisscrossing right there where you put your ribbon in. Okay. And then you're going to go As soon as I pick up my needle, you'll notice I cut my fingernails. Maybe you won't notice, I don't know, but I cut my fingernails and now. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come through the back of your ribbon and the bottom of your crisscross. Okay. So I'm going to come through the back. Oh, great. I've got knotted up thread back there. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. And then you're going to do a running stitch up all the bow. See, these are much more complicated. That's not to say they don't come out neater, but they're much more complicated. Okay, and then you're going to pull it. Shoot. My thread's in a knot, guys. This is why me and thread don't get along. Because inevitably this happens to me. Okay, so now you pull it and then you wind it around. So basically you're going to go around and around and around and around, just enough times to make a center. Ow. And don't stab yourself. Hurts. Okay, and then you go to the back of your bow, or I guess you have to decide which is the back. And you're going to wind it through this middle a couple of times. It would help if I could see. There's my knot again. And she said the winding through the middle like this, like 2 or 3 times, helps to keep you from having to put a knot in your thread. Of course, my thread already has a knot in it, so... Okay, and then you just cut it off. And we'll see how well I did. Oops. All right. It's not awful, although I will say one side is definitely bigger than the other. I don't think I can fix that now. I suppose when I glue it down, I could kind of finagle it, but... So, and then you have that, and you can cut your little... legs off and you get one of those. I think I like the fork method better. I don't know. Like I said, me and needle and thread don't get along. With practice, I could probably become friends with the needle and thread method, but I definitely like the fork method better. Sorry guys, I don't know that I'm going to try the needle and thread method again. I had to, you know what, we could try it. We could try it with the lace. Just because I'm getting a fresh piece here. And this is a somewhat bigger needle because I'm going to be going through lace and not. All right, so if I took a piece of lace and did this, okay, so you would go through here and go up. I didn't bother knotting it, I just didn't come all the way through. If I can keep from pulling it all the way out, we should be okay. All right, and then we're gonna wind. You're basically gonna wind a middle. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the back of my bow and I'm going to go through the, I'm going under my thread into the lace in the center and then back through on the same side. So I'm looping it around the middle. Don't start knotting up on me, please. So I start on this side and I push to that side and I come and I loop it around every time. So I loop, I pull through and then I loop back around here. Like that. Okay, and then we take that off and then we can snip these. The lace was a lot easier. Okay, and I have a little lace bow. Okay, and I can do the same thing. I just cut my little legs. And there you go. With this little piece of so if you got lace seam binding, you can do this. At least the stitched ones will work with lace seam binding. What in the world? Sorry, guys. There. Goodness gracious. And there you have a little lace bow. So you pull it through and you stitch it. Do you guys want me to do another one? How much torture can you endure? I kind of like the way the lace one turned out. I don't mind that. So the stitching method I might use on the lace ones, at least for now. I don't know if it would work on the forked one. I kind of want to try it though. I also feel like the stitch method lends you to being able to use bigger pieces of this thread does not feel smooth. Well, it feels smooth in single strands. The spool itself does not feel smooth. And I'm wondering if that's why it keeps catching. Okay, so you cross your lace like this, or you cross your ribbon, whatever you're using, you cross it like this, okay? And then you're going to go through the lower part. down at the bottom. And I kind of angle it down so I can get through the crisscross of the bow. All right? And just don't pull your thread all the way out. Leave it dangling back there in the back. And then you're going to go up from the bottom, you're going to do a running stitch. She said she goes about 3 stitches. Okay, and then you pull that through. Again, try not to pull your thing out. I don't know, if you tie a knot, I guess the running stitch would pull the center of the bow taut. But because I'm not tying a knot, it's not doing that. So then you just twist it around. Oh, this one's wanting to be... I'm getting in my own... The legs are getting in my way. Or at least this one leg is getting in my way. Sorry. You're just winding it around the center. You see this piece right here keeps getting in my way. All right, and we're going to go to the back one more time. And then you flip the bow to the back. And back here, I'm going to loop. Don't come out. Please don't come out of my needle. Okay, now back here, I'm going to loop. So I'm going to go in under the thread on this side, and I'm going to come out on the other side of my wound thread. That bunch of thread I put in there. I'm going to come out on the other side. And then I'm going to go back over and through the same side and back out. Like that. I'm going to do it like 3 times. And back through. Well, it at least got the thread through. And that was the last time I wanted to pull it. And then you flip it back over and you kind of make your adjustments. Okay. And then you cut your legs. So, yeah. I'm going to cut the threads. And I'm going to cut my legs. I might cut these ones a little long. Okay, and there you have it. Little pink lace bow. So, works pretty good with the lace. All right, I'm going to try one fork method lace bow. The needle and thread ones with a little bit of practice would be relatively simple to do. I think one of the hard things to use for this is satin ribbon. And the only reason I say that is because it's slippery. So when you're when you're trying to work with it, it's trying to slide. So yeah, that makes it a little tough. But, all right, so we're going to go, just like we were doing with the ribbon, we're going to go through the center. And now I came back to the fork method. I'm not trying to go backwards, but I liked this method. And we're going to go up through the top, and we're going to hold this part tight while we use the other side to tie. I will say this, because the lace is thin, it hangs easier. You might not actually even have to, there you go. You might not actually have to glue this, because the lace just naturally hangs easier than the, see if that works. Okay, and there you have it, a little lace bow done the fork way. So yeah, it'll work on lace too. Now this isn't glued, so that's going to slide. So if you wanted to keep it from sliding, you could still put the glue on here. So it would still be a little bit of glue here. Of course, the glue comes through the lace lickety split, so it's definitely going to burn your fingers. All right, and then maybe a little bit of glue on the other side. There's not a lot of overlap there, but and it's just the tiniest dab. I'm not trying to put a lot, but there you go. So yeah, tons of fun. Oh, I think I just pulled it loose from the glue I put on it. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. That was my take on Tina's bows. I feel like I got more done than I thought I was going to get done, and I like the way these turn out. They are bulky because of the knot you have to tie in the back. But I like the center. I think I like the center of these bows better. I like the fact that the ribbon is part of the center, whereas with this one, you can see the thread. Now, obviously, you could get matching thread. So if I had pink thread, I could use pink thread for this, and nobody would be the wiser. But I really like these. I hope you guys will give them a try. They are a little bit intimidating, but once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. And I will see you guys tomorrow with day 80. Guys, we are at 80. Almost there. We are almost there. So I will see you guys tomorrow with day 80. Bye-bye.